for a new video. Okay, here we are again. Now we're going to work with Team Kumite with our module for individual Team Kumite, competition of 3 teams. Okay, we have the full system as you've seen before that has all the modules, but we also sell the modules individually. And we have the Team Kumite module, which comes with a setup, pretty simple to use. You can see the other videos of installations. It's a pretty simple software to install. Once it is installed, it will install on your desktop an icon just like this one, and we'll just double click it, and it will bring you this window saying that it's the Team Kumite Scoreboard system. And remember, we will be using the same user and password, admin, and that would allow us to go in the system. In some cases, you might not get that login for the first time. It will give you a menu that would give you like the option to create your first user. Remember to put your name, your password on that creation, and then it will bring up the login screen, and then you will go through this process. Once the system comes up, this is what you get. You get basically 3 buttons, or you could go up here to the menu directly if you want to. Okay, you get all the options here on the menu, but in reality you just get 3 buttons, one being the dashboard, which is the system that you're going to use to run the competition of Team Kumite. And then the other thing you will get are the scoreboards, depending on how you want to see these scoreboards. Remember, we have 2 types of scoreboards, the local ones and the floating windows. We will see this pretty later, but for now we're going to start with the dashboard. So let's click the dashboard in order to start our event. So this is what we get. We're going to start our Team Kumite event. Remember, when we're talking about Team Kumite events, we're going to be working with teams of up to 3 teams, okay, per roster. So it's going to be 3 teams, and these 3 teams are going to be able to have up to 5 competitors each. So with one event, you're able to move 15 competitors at one shot. That's a very good thing, because when you move 15 competitors in one shot, that means you're quickly going through a lot of competitors without having to invest in a lot of individual competition. So beautiful. Now we got this screen coming up, and the first thing we're going to do here is insert our new event. Before we insert it, what do we have here? Here it shows you the teams that you have competing on each event. You also get them in a blue and white scale so that you could differentiate the different events. And the events start from the last event you did to the first event you did. You could go to the bottom and the top by clicking these buttons, and you can move in through different sorts by just clicking the different tabs. That will allow you to see in different orders. For example, events by date. This will allow you to see event by category. This will allow you to see the events by divisions or by modality. Okay, once you do all this, then you're gonna have the other thing to do, that is you're gonna go to the insert. You could change an event that already exists, or you could delete an event if you want to do that. If you just want to view an event, you could just click view, and that will allow you to see it, but not letting you edit it. So that's the idea of view. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is start our event. So finally we are done. We created this, so we're gonna go to insert. Once you go to insert, you're gonna obviously here you're gonna put the name of the tournament. So let's put CIC zone event. So this will be 2020. So that will be my name of my tournament. The date of your tournament, you just have to click onto the little 3 dots, and it will allow you to bring this little calendar, and you could just pick the event date. So that's the first thing you get there. Sorry for that. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go here and you're gonna go to the address. Where is the event gonna be held at? So in this case, I'll just put you know what? I'll put here San Juan, and you could just put any date there and it'll work beautifully. So that's the first thing you could do there. And the next thing you could do is, what is going to be the tatami where you're going to be holding the event? So let's say it's going to be in the tatami number 1. Let's say that the category is going to be 12 to 13 years old. Okay. And let's say that you divisions are going to be advanced. And let's say that your modality is going to be team Kumite of 3 teams. Once you fill all this information up, you click save and you go to the next area. Now here you're going to do the names of the teams you're going to be having. In this case, you get to have 3 teams. You get 1 and 2, and then you get the 3rd team here on the 2nd tab. So let's go for the first team. It's going to ask you for the name of your coach name. So let's write the coach name. Then you're going to write the name, the number of the team. So let's say this is going to be team number 1. Then we're going to click tab, and then we're going to say the team state is going to be San Juan. This is like the state they're going to be representing, or the country, and if it is by country, or the region they're going to be representing. That's what you will put there. And then here you will put the team name. So let's say they call them, they're called Team 1. Just let's say they want to be called that way. And then the dojo that team is going to be representing, let's say they are represented by CIC Zone. So then you will go to the 2nd team and you will just write it down here quickly. And you will just write the coach name. Let's say the coach name here is going to be Alanis. And let's say that the team is going to be the team number 2. And let's say that the team state is going to be Caguas. Let's say that the team name is going to be called Team 2. You could put any name. And then the dojo they're going to be representing, let's say CIC Caguas. And that's beautiful. And then we go for the last team, which is the 3rd team. I'm going to write it in here. Remember, I clicked up here in the tabs up here, and I go to the 2nd tab. So let's go for the 3rd team. Let's call the 3rd team the coach name Daddy. Let's call that the team is going to be the team number 3. Then you're going to say that the team state is going to be San Juan. Let's say that team is going to be, the name you want to put to that team is Team 3. And let's say that dojo is called CIC San Juan. Beautiful. Great. And that's it. You don't have to fill nothing else. Now we click save. And once you do the save, look how it automatically fills out the rest of the areas. It filled out who's going to compete with team number 3. And then it filled out who's going to compete in the team event number 3 against team number 1. It already filled it out. It does that information automatically. You don't have to do it. You just got to set up your first 3 teams. And then it sets up the rest of the information. Beautiful. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to type in the name of the competitors that you're going to be having on each team. So in this case, you're going to type in the names of each competitor. So for the first competitor, we're going to type a name. So let's put name 1. Then the second competitor, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the dojo that team represents. Why do we put the dojo? Because remember, you can have in a team all the team members be from one dojo, but you can also have in one team have team members that are from different dojos. So let's say dojo 1, and then that's it for that. I'll go for the second competitor right here, and I'll type his name. Let's call him name 2. Let's say that's his name, and let's say he's part of the dojo 2. And then let's type in the name of the other competitor. Let's say his name is name 3. And let's say that he's from the dojo 1. Maybe he's part from the same dojo as the other one. Then we're going to type in the name of the other competitor. It's called name 4. And then we're going to say, okay, he's part of the dojo 2. And remember, here in dojo 2, this could be the name of the dojo of the student, right? And here we're going to go for the next name of the competitor 4 or 5. And he's part of the dojo, let's say dojo 3. Maybe these are the members for the team number 1. And we click save so that we don't lose that information if something happens. And we go for the second team. On the team number 2, we're going to get a competitor called name 6. And he's part of the dojo 3. Let's say this guy is name 7. And this guy is part of the dojo 1. And I'm using this this way of setting up the names of the competitors because I figured out after doing a few of these videos, it is tough to know a lot of names to get all these filled out. In your case, you're going to be using the name of the competitors that are really there. But in my case, coming up from my mind with these different names, it's not an easy task for me. So I'll type another name. So this is going to be competitor number 8. And his name is going to be, and his dojo, sorry, is going to be dojo, dojo 1. He's part of that dojo. And then on the dojo, on the name number 9, he's also a competitor that is from the dojo number 3. And last but not least, name number 10. And this guy is from the dojo CIC zone. Okay? And we click save and we got the first 2 teams in the system. We're still missing one team, team number 3. So let's type in team number 3. So let's go for the competitor. So it's going to be name number 11. And he's part of the dojo number 2. And this is the name competitor number 12. And he's part of the dojo number 1. And last but not least, oh, we still got a few more to go. Name number 3. He's part of the dojo number 7. He's from a different dojo. And last but not least, the dojo number 7, competitor number 5. Once we click save, now we can also see all this information. That is, all these other competitors are already assigned. We don't have to do this. So team number 3 is going to compete against team number 2, but the information of team number 2 is already there. And the same thing happens when we go to the third tab. We don't have to fill nothing up in here. Team number 3 is going to compete against team number 1, and the information is already there. So beautiful. We already got our event almost done. So we click save. We go to our first competition and let's work with our event. In the first competition, we're gonna click round 1 and we're gonna go here and say insert. Remember, this is where everybody gets confused. When you click round 1, you wanna click insert. Down here, insert. So when I click insert, it first asks me on what event are you gonna be inserting this? Well, I want to be inserting this on the event number 6. And how do I know what event is? Okay, I'll show you quickly. 1 second, let me get out of here. So when you go here and you created your event, it gave you an event number. You see, it gave you the number 6. So this event is the event number 6. So when I go here and I click round 1 and I click insert, this is the number 6 event. So I want to be picking this event. So I select it and beautiful. I get my system right here. Now, once I do this, I want to select what combat do I want to be running. You see, these are the combats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 combats we could be running. So if I want to run the combat number 1, I want to go here and click select the combat number 1. And you get the competitor number 1 against the competitor number 6 from the dojo 1 and the dojo 3. Now, I'm almost done. I need to open my scoreboard so that I can show it to the public. Then I get 2 options. I can open a floating window or I can open a localized windows. We're gonna work with the localized windows and later we're gonna do an example with the floating window. So localized windows will allow me to open this scoreboard right here. All I gotta do is open scoreboard, okay? But for you to understand the logic, it's very good to you to understand the logic. Why I click here is because the event is the number 22, the combat. And look at here, yeah. Combat 22. And the event of the competition is the 6. Remember the number 6 we picked before in order to know that this was the same event? So that's what it's doing. So when I click here, it's just picking that information, okay? So beautiful, we're done. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our combat. We click start, that will start the time on your scoreboard. It will start everything. We click stop. That will stop your time and that will stop your time on your scoreboard. The second thing you would do now is, let's say he made an ippon. Ippon, you will click it here, gives him 3 points. Let's say he made a 2 points. You click here, so wasari. He shows the 2 points, he gets the 2 points. Let's say he did a juko. He got his 1 point, beautiful. If we click here, we get the senshu. Senshu will allow you to see that he got the senshu here. If you take the senshu off, senshu disappears. So here you click and you get your senshu. Then this is for ao. If it would have been aka, same thing. You would click here, you get your ippon. If you click here, you would get your wasari. If you click here, you would have got your juko. Beautiful thing. And then the last thing you would have got is if he would have got the senshu, you can't give it to him because you gave it to him. So we will have to take the senshu from Ao in order to give it to Aka if we wanted it Aka to have the senshu. Remember, 2 competitors cannot have senshu at the same time. So the system has an algorithm that automatically don't let you give the senshu to 2 persons at the same time. We could start the time, we could stop the time. And another thing we could do is give some penalties. So if we click here, we get a chukoku. If we click here, we get a keikoku. If we click here, we get a hansokochui. And if we click here, we get a hansoku. And we could do the same thing for the other competitors, for the other penalties. And we could do the same thing for Aka. A beautiful thing you get is a lot of algorithms and logic in here that does a lot of the judging for you. For instance, if I will click results right now, the system will know automatically that Aka wins, because he could see that Aka has a Senshu even if they both have the same amount of points. If he would have had one more point and we would have hit results, oh my bad, I deducted a point. Gotta give him 1 point. If I would have hit now, it would have given me the win to Ao, because even he had the Senshu, he has more points. So this is an algorithm that is making sure you give the win to the correct person. Another thing, if Ao would have had a disqualification and you would have clicked results, it would have automatically given you the win to Aka, 8 points to Aka, and 0 points to Ao. Because the rules of WKF Team Kumite competition says that if you win by disqualification, you get 8 points and the opposite of competitor gets only a 0. But if this would have been the other way around, if the one that would have got the disqualification would have been Aka, and you would have clicked results, it would have done the opposite thing. It would have given the win to the Aka competitor. But what happens if both competitors gets disqualified? They both get 0. See? So that's a good thing to know. So we take the disqualifications off, and let's put some points on the board. Okay? Let's say that in this case, this competitor gets Kikan. Or let's say this one that had more points. He got Kikan. Same thing happens. The rule will apply. It will give him the 8 points to the other competitor because he got disqualified. And it would have given a 0 points to the competitor that got Kikan. Beautiful thing, right? Beautiful. So then after all this is done and said, you also get an override. Override will allow you to override whatever scored is set up. It gives you the win. Still doesn't give you the point because, for instance, you gave him the win, but the points he did have at that moment. You get this option of an override if necessary for your event. Beautiful. So we click results. It gives the win to the correct person. We just did our event. Remember that we get this little stopwatch down here. Will tell us how much time that it took us to run the whole event. Even though the event was 1 minute 30 seconds, it might have took you more time. So here you could have a control of how much time is it taking you to run each event. It gets a stop, it gets a continue, and it also gets a reset. So if they ask you for a minute because the competitor needs to take a breathing air because he just competed or whatever, you can just click a reset here and let the watch start running, and that will give you a area where you can get how much time did you give the competitors. If it was 10 seconds, if it was a minute, and you could give him that time and run it right here. You get this stopwatch right there. Okay. Then here you could decide at how many points does the fight finish. In WKF, Team Kumite competition finished at 8 points. If you want to alter that rules and change your event to a modify rules WKF, you could do it. You could change it for 5 points. And if you put 5 points here, now when the competitor gets to 5 points, it should give you the win. And you get it right here. Okay? And that will be your end up if you get to do that. If not, you leave it like the rule says, which is 8 point is by default the one that is set up. And you get your win by default the way it is. Here you get an area that allows you to work with the time. Okay, and one of the things you could do with this area is, one, you could pick from the preset times that are set up. But it's a security measure implemented on the system that does not let you change the time while the event is running. That way, a official cannot change time on an event and let's say accidentally give more time or take time from a competitor that is competing. And how does this work? Beautiful. If we need a minute, we just come here, we click this button so that it allows us to change the time. We're gonna go here, we pick a minute. Once you pick the minute, you have to click OK. Once you click OK, everything closes. You open again the event, and you go back and open your scoreboard, and bada bing, bada boom, you got your minute. And you get a lot of presets in here. You get the 1 minute, the 1 minute 30, the 2 minutes, the 2 minute 30, 3 minutes, 3 minute 30, and 4 minutes. But what happens if you need to put a different time? Let's say, okay, we need 30 seconds. We don't need a specific time like the one that is set here. We need 30 seconds. 30 seconds is not here. 37 seconds. Let's put a 37 seconds. This is a complicated time, right? Because it's not a specific time. Well, then you will re-put back your checkbox here because you don't want a preset. And then you go here where it says manual time. And you just will type in here in increments of seconds. And you will type the 37 seconds, and the same thing applies. You got to click OK. Once you click OK, the system locks down. You reopen your system, and it opens bada bing, bada boom with your 37 seconds. And from there on, you keep running your event. As you can see, none of the information of your event got lost. Everything is stored and saved, and that allows you to be able to close an event. Even though you're running the event live, you could stop an event, save it, and then reopen it at a later time if that's something that is in your interest. Let's say you get a competitor, he gets injured, and that combat is still not done, but you want to keep on running another combat while the doctors and everybody else figures out if he could compete. Once they decide he could compete, you could bring him back and take it where he left it and keep running even after you run 2 or 3 other events at the same time he's getting better, right? So the next thing we're going to see here is the Shikaku. If you get a Shikaku, you could come here and click Shikaku, and that will disqualify the competitor. Like for example, if I click Shikaku to this competitor and I click results, I should get my win on Aka. And yes, as a matter of fact, we got our win on Aka. So, and this happened, why? Because he got Shikaku. But Shikaku, you also have to documentate why he got Shikaku. So you could click Shikaku and it will bring this window up. And on this windows, you could type in all the information of why he got Shikaku. Okay? Once you type all that information in and you click OK, you're done. Now, why did we want to documentate the Shikaku information? First, because WKF requires that. And 2, because I want to know why did you disqualify that competitor. Now, once all this is done, the event is finished. We figure out who won, who lost. You can print a report. If your system is connected to a printer, you can print a document sheet that will document this event. So we go here, down here, the blue button, and we click print results, and we get this beautiful, gorgeous report that allows us to know what happened in that combat. Well, this competitor got 5 points. This one got 0. They had all these penalties. This competitor got Shikaku. He got a little bit angry with the judge. The information is written in here. You get a signature so that the judge, the tatami manager, could signature it and sign it. And here you get the date of the event, even though it's written digitally on the bottom of the information of the report. You get all that information right here. Here you get a close-up so you can see all you get. This is all the information you filled out about the event when you started the reporting, the event, so that the report can get this information. This is your Shikaku information, and then you get here all your information about the event. Once that is done and you printed it, right, your event is done. You click OK, and once you click OK, everything closes and everything stores on the system. We just did one combat. One combat was done. So let's go for the second combat. Great. So we could close, and let's go for the second combat. On this combat, we could be a little bit faster because we don't have to explain everything. We're just going to do the combat now. So first, we got to, oh, my bad. Once you finish your combat, you're not done. You got to click Get Information so that he could get the information of the combat that you just did, which was this competitor got 5 points and this one got 0 points. Okay? And we're going to click Save the Results. That will give us the checkbox of the competitor the 1, right? And it will just bring it down, and we keep going. That's it. We go for the next combat. So let's go for the next combat. We're gonna click insert. We're gonna go now and click select. We're in the event number 6. Yes, that's right. We're gonna go for the combat number 2. See, the competitor number 2. We're going for this combat, and let's say this competitor. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna look now for the next event that it just created. So we click the tab here, and we look for the event 23. You see, we're in event 23, and we go here to event 23. If we don't want to be looking in here, you can do it 2 ways. 1, we look for the event 23, like I just did. I clicked tab and I went for it and I looked for it. Or another way you could do it is just close the whole window and just reopen it. And when you reopen it, it automatically gets there, and you just got to click open window and it brings it up. So you get the two options to do it. You get the information of the competitors, you get everything ready to go. We click start, time is running. We give a couple of points. This guy gets in a pawn. Let's say he just, the event, let's say time went up. So the event's just finished, and we just figure who won. We click results. In this case, he won. So we click OK. And this is done. We click close. We get information. And then we just apply the results. And for now, red is winning. Apparently, red has more wins than, yep, and it's true. So we're going to go for the next combat. We got to click 2 times save. Now we get it down here. He adds up this information. Beautiful. So now we're going to go for the next combat. We're going to go for the next combat. We click insert. We're going to click, yep, that's the event. Beautiful. And what do we want to do now? We want to pick the third event, the third combat. We're going to pick it up. He's right there. We're going to say this guy got disqualified. He did something bad. Ao just did something bad. So he got disqualified. He gets a Hansoku. And this guy, we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to click results. And all of a sudden he gets a point because this guy got disqualified. We click OK. We click close. We get the information. And then we just save it. And it quickly adds it up. We go for the next combat. We click insert. We're going to click, yep, that's going to be the event number 6. We're going to click what competition do we want. We want the competition number 4, which is the 3. So we're going to go and say that Ao made an 8 point. He went all the way to 8. So we click OK. He surpassed. This guy didn't got a chance. He may not even 1 point. We click OK. We click close. We get the results. We apply the results. They got a win. They got 9 points. This guy got 0. We go for the next competition. The competition number 5. We click insert. They're in the event number 6. Yes, the competition is going to be the competition number 5. So we get the competitors. They are on the screen. We're going to click the points. The competitor number 2 got 6 points. This guy got 1 point. He got 1 Chikaku. He got 1 Kiken. And he also got the Senshu. We get the results. Beautiful. He gets the win. And if we wanted to see that information right here, we just click the tab. It was the number 6. We click OK. And we got all the information on the scoreboard for the public to be able to see it. And we click OK. And that was done. And we just finished, when we click get and apply the results, we just got the first event done. We got 5 competitors competed on this event. If we would have had a draw, we would have go here and we get the additional event for a draw. And if even after we do this event, we still have a draw, you get the Hante, so that you then could pick what team won through Hante. Okay? So let's see if we could make this work. Let's see if we can make it so that we could see a draw here. So we're going to say here, competitor 1 competed against competitor number 9. Name number 1. So 1 second here, okay? Okay, so I need a couple of seconds here to get the numbers that we need, but I got it. So number 6. And this is what we're going to do now. Okay, we're going to go on to this competition, which is going to be the competition number 6. We're going to go here. We're going to do the competition, click and insert. We're going to say yes, event number 6. Yeah, it's going to be the event 6, competition number 6 is right here. Okay, great. So this is what I need in order to get a draw from these two teams. I made the math. So we would need to get on the team number blue, he would need to get 9 points, which is, it will be this. And Ao should get 0. And if we just leave it like that, we should get a draw. So if I go close, and we're just doing a little bit of cheating here just in order to get the system to give us a draw. And beautiful. So let's say they got into a draw, like right now. You see, it can't give us the win. See, it's not giving us the check mark. Why? Because he had 3 wins and 3 wins and 23 points and 23 points. What did I just did was I manually applied the information to the system, because the system allows you to do it through our scoreboard system, or you could use somebody else's scoreboard system, any other companies, and still use our logical system to get the information of the competitors and the wins and all that, and the reporting and all that. So in this case, we got our draw. So WKF way would be now, they will have to go to what is called a hante. And when the hante is applied, that will decide what competitor won. So let's say they go hante, and then they say, you know what, red won. So you would click here on hante down here, and when you click now results, it gives you the check mark, and now officially this team won. Team red just won. Beautiful. So let's go now with the next combat. The next combat would be the combat number team 3 against team number 2. Looked at the team number 2 information is already there. We didn't have to put it in there. All the competitors were automatically brought to this screen set up. So let's go on now and do the combat number 1 of this event. So we would go the same thing. We will go round and click round. And on the round, we will go here and click insert. We will pick the event number 6. We will say that the combat is going to be between the competitors of round 1. And here we go. Yeah, the competitor 1 and 2 is competing. You see 11 against this competitor number 6. So let's say that in this case, this guy got 6 points. We click results. He won. Let's say, okay, close. That's beautiful. We get the results. We apply it. Quickly, it gives us the information. He got 6 points. 1 win, 0, 0. We go for the next combat. So we go round. We click insert. On this one, we're going to use the scoreboard again, because I want to keep the scoreboard being done too. The thing is, we're trying to go a little bit fast here. So we're going to go for the second combat. Once this is done, we're going to go for the scoreboard. In the scoreboard, remember, we got to go in the tab, so we can take the event 29. Remember, 29 with 29. Beautiful. We click open the scoreboard. Scoreboard is up. Let's say Aka does 3 pawns. So they just won. 1 more pawn. So he gets a win. Once they got the win, beautiful. We click results. We click OK. And once we click OK, everything closes down. We click close. We get the information. We get the results. We apply the results. And beautiful. We got, this team is already winning. This team is already losing. So we're going to go for the next combat. For this combat, we're going to close the scoreboard, because I want to do it with the scoreboard. I want to do it the other way, which is would be now we go for the round. We're going to go for the insert. We're going to go for the competitors. Beautiful. Then here we're going to go for the event number 3. Yep. It's the number 3. Yep. That's the next one. Number 3. And the number 3, once this is up, we just open our scoreboard, and beautiful, lo and behold, we just got to click open, and everything is right there set up for us. We don't have to do not much. It's 13 with the 13. Beautiful. So we're going to say this competitor won. He got 3 times. He got 1 more. He got it a pawn. So he's giving us the win. So Aka wins. We click OK. Beautiful. Everything closes. Great. Now we're going to do something different here. Okay, so we could close. So we close this. Now, we get the results, we apply the results, and we're gonna go for the combat number 4. But for this combat, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna remember this area here, we're gonna assume this is a different monitor. So look what we're gonna do. We're gonna assume that this space right here is another monitor. So we have another monitor that we wanna show to the public with the information of the event, with the scoreboard on here, wanna hear. So this is what we will do. We will open another instance of the software. We can open up to 30 instances of the software. In this case, we're gonna open another instance. So we're gonna click here, double click it, and it's gonna show us the login. Beautiful. We're just gonna go here, we're gonna type it in. Admin, and we're just opening this new window, and we're gonna bring this over here because I want this Windows to be on my laptop window, okay? This is gonna be all in my laptop window, okay? And now, the floating window, we're gonna open it now. We're gonna go to the event number, we're in the 30, looks like it. Oh, wait. Going too fast. We wanna open this event first, we haven't done it. So we're gonna do the event number what? We're gonna go for the event number 4, so let's do it. We create this, go insert, number 6, pick the competition number 4, and now we're gonna go to that window that we just opened, okay? Right here, let me see where I put it. Oh, my bad. Okay. Did I just close it? Yep, I think I did. So, sorry, my bad. Reopen it again. Go here. Remember, this will already all be set up before you start, so you don't have to be doing this every time. So once this is open, now I want to open this window, okay? And I want to pick the event. What event? The event 31. So when we pick it, we're going to put this here. And that is what is a floating window. A floating window is a window that you can move all around. Okay, so we're gonna put this window on the scoreboard outside so that the public can see it, and that will be a totally detached window. Now we go here and we start an event. We click start, time starts running. We click stop, the time stops. We click e-pawn, we get our e-pawn. We click Yuko, we get our Juko, and if there's some penalties around, we just do them and they go and they show on the screen. We click results and it gave us that the winner was number 3. When we click OK, it will automatically close these windows and it will just set up to we could get the information and apply the results. Beautiful. We still got one more match to go, so let's go for the last match. It's the match number 5. So let's go here, we click round, we click insert. We go for the select the event, which is the event number 6, and now we go for the match number 5. And again, we go here, and we go back to the top. We look for the competitor number. 1 second here. This window is pretty big. We should like close it a little, right? Yeah, let's close this a little. We go here. And let me just, the thing is, like, we had this big window, it adjusted to the side of this big huge window that we got here. So you could just have it the way it comes by default, which is this size, and we're going to keep it here so that it could be more comfortable to work with. When we click here, now we get all this really nice, beautiful, and set up. Okay, so now all we got to do is click here, start scoreboard windows, and we got it right there. Beautiful, it's right there. A good way to know if we are on the same scoreboard window is this number 32 should appear down here in that 32, and that number 6 means you're in the event number 6. So those two numbers, for people of the public, they won't know what they mean, but you, that will mean for you that it is on the correct windows. Why would you want to have that? Because you could end up having 2, 3, 4, 5 scoreboards of these open on different laptops and on different monitors, showing the scores at the same time. And you want to make sure that all those scoreboards are pointing to this event, to the event 32, to the competition 32. Okay, so that's it. This competition is going to start. The competition, the time starts. They get a Nippon. He gets a Yuko. It is a Jame. It is a Hansoku, Chui. And all of a sudden, we click results. And bada bing, bada boom, the event is done. We click OK. Everything closes. We click close. And now we go to get results and save the results. That will give us the winner. And the winner is shown by the check mark. Yep, the winner is the team blue, team number 3. So we go for the next round. And this is the last round, okay? Which is this team number 3 against team number 1. So let's see how they go. We could do this by going to the event. Okay. This is running it with the scoreboard. With our scoreboard. But what if I have a other scoreboard of another brand, of somebody else? We also can use our system with somebody else's scoreboard. So let's say they're running a different system. So in that case, I'm going to avoid using none of this. So I'm going to open this and we're going to explain that. So they run the combat. And all of a sudden, Ao made a point on their system. And they decided, okay, Ao made a point. Aka's losing. All of a sudden, they figured out with their other system who won. And okay, Aka wins. Okay, so you will go here and you will go manually because you're not using our scoreboard system, the karate tournament system scoreboard system. You were using the other system. So they will tell you, okay, how much points did Aka do? He will tell you, okay, Aka made 7 points. So you will come here and you will type 7 points. And did Aka win? Yes, Aka wins. So you will give him a win. And then you will ask him, and what happened with Ao? Did Ao win? And then you will go here. Okay, no, Ao didn't win. But did he did any points? Yeah, Ao did 5 points. Okay, beautiful. So you don't, on this case, you wouldn't click get information because you're not getting information from this module. In this case, you would just click apply the results. So that's the only difference when you use our system fully or you use a hybrid. Our system with somebody else's scoreboard. Then here, you would just only use the save results. Now we go for the second combat. Let's say Ao wins. He made 5 points. Aka lost. He made 1 point. You will do the same thing. You say save the results. And it will automatically do all the calculation for you. Then you say, you know what? Aka got Kiken. Because Aka couldn't fight, you click the Kiken for Aka. And it automatically gives Ao the 8 points and 1 win. You click the results. And it quickly applies the results. For some reason, the competitor number 4 competes against the competitor number 4. Right? And these two competitors, unfortunately, Ao got disqualified. It wasn't a Kiken. It was a Hansoku. It was this. Because let's say he went too aggressive against the competitor. So you click the Hansoku here and it automatically gives the win to Aka and the 8 points to Aka. And you just gotta click apply the results. Then you get another combat number 5. And on combat number 5, this competitor gets 5 points and this competitor gets 5 points. And it is a draw. It's what is called a ikiwaki on WKF or Japanese karate. So when we click save results, we got an ikiwaki. It's no winner, so it's not going to add any wins. You're going to say, and how does he know? Shouldn't we go for a sudden death competition? Clicking here. Nope. Why? Because he already said that Ao win. And how does he know that Ao win? Because Ao has the same amounts of wins that has Aka, but Ao has more points. Ao has 23 points against 21 points. So he gives the win to Ao, and your event is done. So we go to the finals. And you're going to get these results on your finals in order to get who won your event. And you're going to get two type of results. This is the easy result. Why is it the easy result? Because you get one team with 2 wins. Automatically, a team that gets 2 wins is the number 1 spot. Obviously, the team that gets 1 against the one that got 0, so he gets the 2nd spot. And if you didn't win at all, so you get the last spot. So it is a simple way of figuring out. The second way that you will see results happening is getting 1 win, 1 win, and 1 win. Each team gets 1 win. If that happens, then you got to go to the second column to figure out what team won. And if that would have been the case here, the first spot would have been for this team. And then look at here. We would have had a draw on this 2 spots. So we would have to go to the last one then, which is just how many points did the team did. And in this case, then this would have been the 2nd spot. And this would have been the 3rd spot. So look how dramatically the results would have been if this teams would have all got 1. From this team being the champion, this team would have been the last spot. So it shows that sometimes, not because you made the most amount of points means you're going to win. Because look, this team made the most amount of points and it did not win. It got the last spot. But it doesn't happen like that always. It's just because, this was an example that we did. But all these different scenarios could happen. So remember, first scenario, who got more wins as a team? If this gets into a draw, then you will go to the 2nd spot, who had more wins as individuals. And if it's a draw here, then we will go what teams had more points at the end of the day. Okay? And that will give you your winners. And if by any case something like this would happen, which it shouldn't, but it could happen, you will get a draw. Or even on down here, then they will have to all fight a sudden death match or go to a Hante decision. It's all depending on how the rules are set on that particular event. Then we go to the reporting. We click here, print reports. You get these beautiful, gorgeous reports that gives you the information of how your event has been managed. You can see how the event got documented, the name of the competitors, the points they did, the totals, the decisions, how did they worked. That's a beautiful thing to know all this information. Then you can print. That's for the first round. And this is for the 2nd round. And here we go. We get the information also to know what happened here. And this is a beautiful thing. Team number 3 against team number 1. And then you get a little brief report down here that gives you almost all the information that happened just on the event. It's a good thing. It helps you to get a lot of the event documented once it's done. Here you just ran an event of 15 competitors that just competed. And they just won and lost, and you got your event done. And that's about it. And let me see if we are missing anything. As I can see, we're not missing anything else. The same thing we get down here, we get up here. Remember, we could look for all the information up here. We get a way to cascade and centralize all our windows here by using these tiles and information, the windows arrangements. The other thing you could do here is you could go and see our rules, our license agreements, and information of how to get us. And last but not least, you get your way of creating more users, passwords for accessing your software, so that you could control what areas of the software can your officials be accessing. So, beautiful thing. This is what you get. The end of the day, if you have any questions, any doubts, you could just contact us and we will quickly support you. You get our email down here. Contact us by email, and if you have any information, please contact us. We're ready to help you. Okay, so see you later and keep checking more videos. Bye bye.